What's going on, y'all? Mad Dad 316 here, coming to you from this Madden. Here to talk to you about Madden. How y'all doing today? Happy Sunday. Whew. No power ups today, no content today, guys. So, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the promos we possibly have coming up this week. Before we get into that, just want to let you guys know I did complete Weekend League this morning, I should say. And I'll tell you what, I just don't get it. I just do not get Weekend League. The more and more I try to figure it out, the less and less I seem to understand. As many of you guys know that follow my channel, who are on my stream last night or listen to my videos the last couple of days, I really wasn't going to play Weekend League, and if I did, I was not going to be all crazy about it and locked in. Kind of just casually select plays. I was really trying to just get better and do a lot more running plays and kind of just step out of my playbook a little bit more. The funny thing is, I got exactly the same amount of wins. I got 12 wins, still made gold. Same amount of wins as when I try my hardest and I'm locked in and it's the same thing. What does that tell me? I don't know what that tells me. What does that tell me? You guys drop a comment. What does that tell you? Is he supposed to just, I don't know. I just don't get it. It's like EA just matches you. Like, let's give this guy 12 wins. No matter what, we're going to match him up with people that will give him 12 wins every week. Because he won't beat this guy. It's just a weird algorithm probably that we try to understand, but obviously it's like I try really hard, I get 12 to 13 wins. I don't really try that hard. I mean, I jumped out of a lot of games if a baby was crying, as you guys saw on the stream. I jumped out of games. I got kicked. I got DC'd out of 3, and one of them when I would have won for sure. 2 of them before they even got started. So I mean, I could have easily got elite if just win. I mean, you guys saw the game I was winning last night that you're on the stream that I got kicked out of. I was already ahead, so that would have been one more, and then I would have, of those other like 3 I just quit out of, and then the other 2 that I got desynced on before they even started. If I would have won one more of those, I would have got elite. So, anyway, I can't explain it. But let's get back to what we're talking about. So my prediction this week is that we're going to get positional heroes. That's my position. That's my position, and that's my prediction for the promo we're going to get this week. So I have compiled a list of who we think is going to get the positional heroes, and what I took into account is basically who has cards left in the game. Who do people want? Who do I think deserves it? And kind of just put them all in the mad brain, and then spit them out on the papers. I try to memorize them all, but we'll see if I can get them all out there without even having to refer to my notes. So let's start on offense. Let's start at left tackle. I think that's going to be either Dwayne Brown from the Seahawks or David Bakhtiari. I think one of those 2 right there, they both, a Team of the Year card for Bakhtiari, playoff card for Dwayne Brown, so they both deserve one. They both played really well this year. I think it's going to be one of those cats right there. Left guard, I only have one person. I think it's going to be Roger Saffold. He was in the beginning of the year, that was the guard. I'm thinking if you didn't have Saffold, you had Hutchinson in the beginning of the year. So he hasn't had one in a while. I think he got a team builder, but he deserves, he plays great for those Rams team. I think he deserves that left guard position. So Roger Saffold, I think it's going to be Dwayne Brown, Roger Saffold. Center, I think they're going to go back to the team of the year. One person I think that needs it is Alex Mack. He had a 95 center. It's time to give Alex Mack the return of the Mack. Return of the Mack. Right guard, we're going to jump over to a Kevin Zeitler. I mean, he's had a lot of good cards this year. Not very high cards yet as of late. But again, he was one of those cards that was sought after early on in the year, and I think they're going to reward him with that right guard positional hero card. For right tackle, the one we all been waiting for, except for me because I don't like the Eagles, Lane Johnson. He has speed galore. People have been loving his card. It's been hard for them to jump off as of late. I think some people got Wagner. I got who did I even get? Oh, Moten. I got Moten as my right tackle. So some people fell off the Lane Johnson boat as he couldn't get him any higher. But I think everyone's going to jump back on it when he kicks in his positional hero card. Now to tight end, I think it's going to be George Kittle. That's the one so many people are waiting for. I even have a George Kittle somewhere in there waiting to power him up. So I think that he's going to be the positional hero tight end. It doesn't make any other sense to give it to anybody else in my mind. Now, fullback. There's only really 2 fullbacks that I think even have high cards, and that's Kyle Juszczyk and Devlin for the Patriots. They can't just give all the Team of the Year cards the positional heroes, can they? So I'm gonna have to just do Devlin, just simply out of that. Even though, the use, everybody wants the use, the juice, but I think it's gonna be Devlin. It's gonna be our fullback. Now, if we jump out to wide receiver, I think that Michael Thomas is the most deserving. He needs a card. He's clutch. He's such a good wide receiver. And in this game, he's been respected early on in the year, but he hasn't been respected as of late. So I think it's time for Michael Thomas to get back into the respect game. And another fan favorite here, I believe, is going to be Juju Smith-Schuster. I think he'll get the other one. He's just been clutch. He was, nominated his team's MVP this year. Everyone loves Juju. I think Juju deserves that card, especially now that he's the man out there in Pittsburgh. Now, QB. Some people are going to say Dak Prescott. How did Dak play last year? Just because he's a Cowboy, you just can't give it to him. There's only one choice, and that's Russell Wilson. We've all, been waiting. Russell Wilson was my first jump quarterback back in that, Halloween promo, or was it Most Feared, or Night Guardians, or one of those ones. But Russell Wilson was clutch back then. It took me a while. I jumped from him to Vic when Vic got his Christmas card. But I rolled with Russell for a while, and he played well. So I'm interested to see what his stats might look like. But I think that the positional hero, the quarterback is going to go for Russell Wilson. Now running back. Now I really had to rack my brain on this one. Who deserves the running back? Because all the running backs that are in the game currently have great cards. They all at least have a team MVP. They all have, Todd Gurley and the Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott. They all got their MVPs. Saquon got his, honors card. It's kind of hard, to think about who you guys think it's going to be. It's a toss-up. It could be so many people out there. So I'm going to step outside the box a little bit, and I'm going to go with the rookie Sony Michel for New England, just because of the Patriots. I did figure in there, and I think that they deserve to have a good running back in the game, because they don't. And I think he played well this last year, especially in the playoffs, and he ran clutch. It possibly could also go to someone like, James Conner. James Conner. I think he played so well, especially amongst all the turmoil in Pittsburgh. He really went out there and showed his true grit. So I think, he deserves it more. I think he performed better than Sony Michel. So I'm actually going to put James Conner ahead of him. But I think Sony Michel might sneakily get it just because the Patriots deserve that card. So my pick, though, is James Conner. Now over to the defensive side of the ball. Let's start back there in the secondary. Free safety, I'm going to have to go with the Bears' Eddie Jackson. I think he just had his latest card was a playoff card, I think, in 95. But he played great this year. He's going to be a pillar for any defense you smack that boy into. So, Eddie Jackson is the most deserving, I think, of the card. Strong safety, I'm going to have to say, is Jamal Adams. We've all been waiting for that card, and I think that this is the time we're going to get it. So Jamal and Eddie Jackson, I believe, will be our safeties coming out of our positional heroes. Cornerbacks this year, again, this is kind of tricky. Going out of sheer need and not really performance, I should say. Well, I should say performance. These guys played pretty well. Xavier Rhodes for the Vikings and Jalen Ramsey for the Jaguars. Xavier Rhodes had a pretty good year, solid year. Jalen Ramsey, But I think more of their defense suffered more than Jalen Ramsey did. But I think both these guys are great cards in the game, popular cards in the game, and I think they both deserve, this 90. I think they're going to be 98s probably, 98s or 99s. Who knows? But this late in the year, they might just give us 99s. But I think Xavier Rhodes and Jalen Ramsey are going to be the cornerbacks. Middle linebacker, I really had to rack my brain on this one, and I'm just kind of going, even though this guy left. C.J. Mosley, he's a staple of that defense. He's going to be a staple of any defense, much like Eddie Jackson. So I think C.J. Mosley deserves it. As far as the ones that doesn't have a high card in the game is basically it, Right outside linebacker, I'm going to have to go with either Levante David for the Buccaneers or KJ Wright for the Seahawks. Nathaniel, if you're watching, I'm sure you're happy right now. Both those guys are, again, solid dudes, don't have high cards. It's time to reward them both with high cards. I think a ghost in a playoff, was Levante, and playoff card was KJ Wright's last card, or a team builder maybe. Anyway, I think one of those two, but I'm going to have to be one. I'm going to have to say KJ Wright. Now we're going to go with our left outside linebacker. I lost train of thought where I was. Left light outside. It's going to go to the team. I guess got to get one of these guys on the team, these dang Cowboys, because they got to have a Cowboy. Leighton Vander Esch. This guy played phenomenally. I hate to say, because he's on a rival team. But, I mean, every game I watched with the Cowboys, I mean, he was in the play. He was running around. He was howling like a wolf. I think Leighton Vander Esch definitely deserves that positional hero card. He definitely stood out this year. Let's jump down on the line. And I think this guy right here, not only is he going to get this positional hero card, he's finally going to get the power-up that we've all been waiting for him. Right end, Chris Jones. Come on. Give this guy his power-up, at least first. But I think he also deserves. I mean, of the guys left in the game, I think he deserves a good card. We got our left end. It's either going to be Geno Atkins. It's either going to be Akeem Hicks or, I'm sorry, I said Geno Atkins. I went to tackle. Right end's going to be, I think, Akeem Hicks. Hasn't had any card since that Team of the Year card. He's a beast to get on that Bears defense. Am I putting a lot of Bears in here or just him and Eddie Jackson, I guess? That's just, but I think that both of them surely deserve it. And the cards left, people don't have cards. I think Akeem Hicks would be the one to get it. Now I jumped into the tackles again. Snacks Harrison, Geno Atkins, Snacks Harrison, and Linval Joseph. All those guys played phenomenal this year. All of them don't have high cards yet. I think the Team of the Year was Atkins. I think Atkins was a primetime performer. Team of the Year was Snacks Harrison, and Linval Joseph. I think it was his ghost. Was he a ghost or the team builder? Maybe he had a team builder after the zero chill promo actually. So I'm gonna have to go with Linval Joseph. It's been the longest for him, but did Atkins even get a card? Maybe he got a card. I'm still gonna go with Linval Joseph. It's gonna be the one for there. They have two of them: Linval Joseph and Snacks Harrison. That completes the defense. The kicker, I think, is the best kicker in the NFL right now. Comes out of the UT here in Austin, Texas, Justin Tucker. Need I say more? I think he's the best kicker in the game right now. I mean, he's phenomenal. He lives kicking. Punter, I had to throw a Redskin in there. And I think he deserves it. I think he's the best punter in the NFL. By far, he's got the coolest name. Tressway! Give it to Tressway! Come on! Yes, Tressway, I think, is the punter that we're going to need to get this positional hero card. And I think that sums it up, guys. I have finished with these positional heroes. If you want me to go over them quickly again, we'll start on the left tackle, Dwayne Brown. Left guard, Roger Saffold. Center, Alex Mack. Right guard, Kevin Zeitler. Right tackle, Lane Johnson. Running back, James Conner. Fullback, James Devlin. Quarterback, Russell Wilson. Wide receivers, Michael Thomas and Juju Smith-Schuster. Free safety, Eddie Jackson. Strong safety is Jamal Adams. Right outside linebacker, that's going to be, I'm frozen. We'll go to left outside linebacker, Leighton Vander Esch. Middle linebacker, C.J. Mosley. Right outside linebacker, K.J. Wright. I'm sorry about that, but Nathaniel. Defensive tackle, Linval Joseph. Or Geno Atkins if he doesn't have a card. I can't remember if Geno Atkins has a card. Linval Joseph. Right end, Chris Jones. Left end, Akeem Hicks. Cornerbacks, Xavier Rhodes, Jalen Ramsey. Kicker, Justin Tucker. Punter, Tressway. And there's your positional heroes for 2019, according to Mad Dad 316. These should be coming out this week, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Mad Dad 316 is